welcome to my channel. It's a girl session. If you didn't know what, now you do. So today I'm going to be reviewing episode 1 for season 2 of Cutie Pie. Can I just say, manifestation works. And I said this when I reacted to the trailer for season 2. Thank God it's here. And even though it's 4 episodes, I'm still happy about it. So I think the lesson for this episode is just overall consent. That's the message that I got from this episode. So we're just gonna run through the events of what took place in this episode, and then I'm just gonna interject my thoughts and things that happened. Okay, so the first thing, we start off this episode with Kua's monologue about, the story and whatever. Yes, and it's graduation day for him. So the feeling of graduating after the long, hard 3 years at university, depending on what you're doing, 4 years, even more if you're in a medical field. So I know that feeling. It's the best feeling in the world. And seeing your friends, even though, whatever, but his friends were there. And, he's just going through the motions, and Hia shows up with a beautiful bouquet. I'm just like, oh, look at his man's, and he gives him the bouquet, and he's all shy and flustered. Oh, and he is like, and I'm like, yes, do please. And now I was watching it like 2 o'clock, like 1:30 in the morning, screaming, gagging like an idiot, having my sheets up like this, like all the sweetness in the world. Oh my gosh. And Kua and Hia is just ready to marry Kua, and he's like, you graduated, you did your internship. I'm like, oh, which internship? But we'll get to that in a second. And he's like, okay, are you ready to get married now? And Kua is just like, oh, it's only been 1 year. I'm like, 1 year? And he has like, looks at his watch, and he's like, 21 years, whatever. And even down to the seconds. And somebody said so precise. I was like, yeah, he really is. I'm going to put the clip down here. He was really precise with what he was saying. I was like, well, okay then, sir. Okay. And he's like, okay, you want to get married? And you just see Kua's face is just like dejected. I'm like, what, you don't want to get married? Like, stop playing with us. We came here to see a wedding. Anyway, we flash to Kua and Noir's internship, and they're at this garage and everything, and I'm like, oh. And there's the two Hias, yeah, and Hia, and I'm like, oh, yes, he came to see his guy at work at his internship and everything. And I'm just gonna call him the two Hias. And his friend shows up, and he's like, oh, you need this because whatever, you about to faint. And he's like, no, you need it for when you see Andio at his karate matches and everything. And he's like, in his head, he's probably like, I sure do. But he's like, oh, I have more of these. You need it more than me. And watch the side that's gonna happen. I'm like, what side? So I'm like swiftly turning my head with he as well, because I'm like, what side is he talking about? Baby, when I see Kua in this car and this man said, sir, I was like, okay, he's being helpful senior to him. I was like, okay. And then it wasn't helpful anymore, and I was like, oh, you wants him, you sees him, you likes him, you wants Kua. And I'm like, I am with Hia. I'm like, get away from mans. And he's like, I'm gonna take you to the, I'm gonna drive you to the bar after. And I'm glad Noah was there, because Noah peep game, because he was like that in season 1. And we forgive you, sir. We forgive you, but we ain't forget. Yes and no, but we ain't forget. You see game. So he's picking up what Sab is putting down. And it's so funny when Nora's like, oh, that bar that you guys go to on Fridays. Oh yeah, I know it. And there's space for us to car. And Nora's like, that's great. I was like, exactly. I was like, I'm like, Sam, you ain't picking up. He don't want you, sir. He don't want you. And then we flash to them at the bar and whatever, and they're drinking and then whatever. And Sam's getting a little handsy. I'm looking at, now here's the thing with me. I'm a person who thoroughly enjoys my personal space, and any invasion of any kind is not tolerated. So people know not to touch me. So when he's like, I'll be looking at him like, dude, get your hands off of me. Like, I don't like people touching me without permission, so consent is key. So he be like touching up on his shoulders and all of this. I'm like, could never be me, because I be looking like, I'm like, don't do that. Thank you. And Noah is seeing what's going on, but he gets a call from Sin. I'm like, go answer your baby. But Kua, can't leave him alone with this guy. And I see the dilemma, because he's like, oh, he wants to protect his family. He wants to talk to his man too. And Sin is so cute. And he's like, oh, I was like, poor baby pouting and all of this. I'm like, oh my gosh. And I'm so glad that Kua put Sab in his. I'm like, first of all, sir, there's something wrong with you. You trying to get this man liquored up and drunk. That's what you doing. We see it. We ain't blind to it. And he's like getting Kua to drink and all of this. And I only see the hand being placed on the thigh and caressing the thigh. I'm like, what you doing, my guy? Keep your hands to yourself. What are you doing? And I'm like, yes, Noor, cuss hit this bitch ass out, because what is he doing? Keep your hands to yourself, sir. Keep your hands to yourself, or you gonna get these hands. And he's like, and Kua is confronting him about it, and he's like, oh, it's not really a big deal. And Nora's like, what you mean it's not a big deal? And he trying to apologize, and Nora's like, that's not really a good apology. It's like, oh, I thought you didn't have a boyfriend. I'm like, huh? So if you knew that he had a boyfriend, you wasn't gonna be caressing him and rubbing down his body because, oh, he has a boyfriend, but it's okay because he's single? No, it's not okay on either points, whether he's single or he's in a relationship. And he's like, and Kua's like, I got a man. And he's like, Sab was like, oh, you got a man? But even before that, the boss is annoying. I was gonna give him a chance, but after watching the episode again and hearing his voice, I'm like, yeah, this man is annoying. His voice is very annoying. And he's wondering why there are no interns that are staying in this company. Well, maybe one of the reasons is the touchy grabby feely guy you got over here, Sab. Maybe he's touching up on other interns and they weren't comfortable with it. Because I cannot believe that this is the first time he's probably doing this. It's probably a pattern of him doing this to other interns, and they weren't comfortable with it. So it's like, nah, we not coming to work here. And it's another thing of someone in a higher position and you're in a lower position, like forcing himself on him. And the boss is like, oh, we do this all the time. I'm like, yeah, sure you do. Show us. And he goes to touch Sab, and Sab was like, I'm like, yeah, Y'all do that all the time. Then why he trying to run from you? Like he saw fire. Shut up. And I was like, yeah, I got a man. He's so handsome. He's so rich. And and I'm like, yes, read him. And he's like, oh, he feel embarrassed. He said, she might kill him. She might kill him. And as it should. You talk about, oh, I'm going to step away. I'm like, And you were so comfortable. Talking about, oh, I thought you were single. I didn't know you got somebody. Really, sir? Oh my gosh. And he shows up. Oh, and Noah is going to the bathroom. They're so sweet. I was just gushing, screaming, like, in embarrassment and everything. I'm like, oh, y'all so cute. Y'all so cute. And then they go home. Not home. Well, to Noah's dorm. To Kua's dorm. And I see this big old picture of Hia, and I'm like, why do I expect any less? He's in love with that man. And the two teddies that are face to face, that Kua and Hia peep game, and he's like, And Kua is all being all shy. He's like, no, it's not like that. I'm like, if you say so. Oh, and the sweetest thing. Oh, they miss each other, and they do the sexy time and whatever. And well, they didn't do the devil's stand because he was like, no, Kua, you're a little drunk. I don't want to do that. And I had to think about it because I was like, why not? In my mind, I thought he wasn't that drunk. He was sober enough to where he could be like thinking clear-minded enough to be like he wants to do it. But I had to think about it. On the other hand, maybe he is not comfortable with doing it with him while he's inebriated, even if may not be to a certain extent like the last time when he forgot that he was kissing Hia. I thought it was some other guy that looked like him in the Mashiko shirt. But I was like, okay, you want to get his consent when he's sober and not inebriated under the influence of anything, clear-minded, level-headed. I'm like, okay, I get it. Because Kua was... when Kua's like, so we're not gonna... And he is like, no. And he's like... you're ruining the mood. I was like, yeah, you're ruining the mood. But I truly fell out when he had told Kua to go and shower. And here Kua is with his drunk ass falling over the table. And he is trying to help him, and he turns back and he gives him like the kind of stare. And he's like, oh, you sure you don't want to do anything? And he is like, no. I'm like, damn, rat's ass. Anyways, even with Dio and his Hia, Lord, that scene with them in the car, and then when they show up to meet the next Hia, when he was dead ass stalking Kua at his work. I'm like, now why y'all was late? Because y'all met up at night. It's the daytime now, so why y'all late? Do tell, pray tell. Why is you late? Should have showed us. And he bringing food to Kua at his work and everything, and he's sharing it with his little workmates and the annoying boss and Sam. Whatever. And then the little Kua getting the news that, oh, this Korean agency may be interested in him. We want to see Jay, of course. Who we gonna ship Jay with? Because look, Hia's assistant got himself a girlfriend. I knew they were gonna end up together. They just match each other perfectly. Two crazies. But good time. A fun time. When they came up with the little dance that they did, it's gonna be here. I'm like, yeah, so cute. Everybody's so cute. And the sequence of the performance, I was like, oh, I'm melting. I'm like the Wicked Witch of the West. I'm like melting. I'm like, oh my god, this is all so adorable. This is all so cute. Oh, and he claims his man by giving him some flowers. Ah, kissy kiss kiss. I'm like, yes, so sad. Cause I'm thinking, sir, no, you was dead ass wrong for what you did, dead ass. And we flash back to the penultimate question of if Hia and Koa are getting married, and Koa says yes. So definitely excited for episode 2 when it comes out next week Friday. So that's it for my review, guys. Make sure that you guys like this video, subscribe to my channel, hit the bell so you can get notified anytime I post a new video. Leave your thoughts and opinions down below in the comment section. I'll see you guys in my next review. Bye.